Hey guys, so here is my full push day training. Currently, I have a push-pull leg split, which means that I train 6 days a week. And on a pull day, obviously, I do the pulling movements, back and bicep. On a push day, I do chest, shoulders, and tricep. And on a leg day, I actually split the leg days to quads and glutes and hamstrings and glutes. So this was a push day starting with chest. I usually use the cable for chest because I do have kind of ongoing shoulder pain, shoulder injury, which gets better and then it gets worse. And usually these cable movements give me a lot more freedom than any of the machines or even the dumbbells, because with the dumbbells you have to hold the dumbbells, which also puts sometimes pressure on the front delts or on the chest or on the shoulders, obviously. And with these cable movements, I can always adjust, the hand position, the wrist position. I can adjust the heights. So it gives me a lot more freedom to work around any niggling pains and aches in my shoulders. So the first exercise was flat press, supersetted with cable flies, as you can see. Generally speaking, I don't work with heavy weights, but I watch my form. So basically, your muscles don't know how much weight you lift. They only feel the pressure and the resistance. So as long as, I focus on the muscle and I have a mind-muscle connection and I focus on the contraction of the muscle, so I'm not just wrapping it out, as you can see, but I actually slow down. And I slow down both at the top of the movement and at the end of the movement as well, giving it a full squeeze at the end of the movement, just to make sure that I contract the muscle and I contract the right muscle. Then I move to shoulders. I actually did a tri-set here on shoulders, so hitting the shoulders from all angles, which means I started with side raises, lateral raises. I use the dumbbells for this, and then I'm going to move into shoulder presses and then rear delts. It makes it a high intensity shoulder workout, which I quite like. So I keep the intensity up, I keep the heart rate up. And again, I don't use really heavy dumbbells or really heavy weights for any of the movements, mostly because of my shoulder pain that comes and goes, and also because if I focus on the movement right, then I don't necessarily have to go a lot heavier. Although I did change the weights, I actually went heavier for the shoulder presses and for the rear delts. But then again, I dropped the weights when I went back to the side raises. So again, I'm focusing on the movement, pretty slow reps, as you can see, and try not to use much movement, or not movement, but much motion in the movement. So I'm lifting with the muscle instead of getting into the motion and just lifting from the motion. If I went heavier, probably I wouldn't have been able to do that either. But this way I could put proper pressure on the right targeted muscle. Then I moved to tricep. And generally speaking, I do 2 exercises on triceps. So this one was a reverse push down on the cable. I do like the cable machine because it gives your muscles a constant resistance. which is not the case with the dumbbells or with the bars. So on certain body parts, I mostly train with cables, and tricep is actually one of them. So trying to hit the tricep from different angles. So this first exercise was a push down, and then I go into the same cable machine, actually the same handles. I didn't even change the handles, although you could do this with a bar or even with the rope if you like. So that's just an overhead extension, although I'm doing it slightly leaning forward, not standing upright. So that was my workout. If you have any questions, then please hit me up.